Colby Covington appeared to run into Themba Gorimbo at the UFC Performance Institute. The pair previously trained together at MMA Masters, with Themba once describing Colby as a great man, recalling how Colby would bring him food to the gym. However, their relationship soured in 2023 when Themba claimed that Colby had him removed from the UFC PI while he was cutting weight for his fight against Leon Edwards. Here's what went down today during Colby's live stream on Twitch.
These hoes down there. The ungrateful motherfucker we used to feed. I think we should just go train around him, actually.
Fight announcements. Raul Rosas Jr. is set to fight Vince Morales at UFC Mexico on March 29th. Raul Rosas Jr. enters the bout on a 3-fight winning streak, most recently securing a unanimous decision victory over Orichi Long at UFC Noche. On the other hand, Morales looks to snap a 2-fight losing skid, having most recently suffered a unanimous decision loss to Elijah Smith last month. Mark Shapiro, the TKO president, says that he believes the UFC could increase revenue if they started doing more shows at the UFC Apex. He said, when it comes to the UFC, our margin could be higher if we decided to do less international events, maybe even less domestic touring events, and do them in the Apex arena at Las Vegas, where you own the arena, and when you are watching it on TV, you can't tell if you are in a stadium or in an arena, or if you are at the small but mighty Apex that we have in Las Vegas. Now, the overwhelming majority of MMA fans are not happy over this statement. Over the years, it's become obvious that most people prefer the UFC events in arenas, not the Apex. Kenny Florian reacted saying, besides the crowd, energy, noise, atmosphere, lighting, cage size, and excitement, it's exactly the same. Is it better economics though? I'm 100% sure it is. This user writes, disappointing. Hope someone asks Dana about it this Saturday. This is so disjointed of a statement. There is a massive difference for me watching at home. That's an absolute lie. There is nothing like a thunderous crowd as two warriors throw down in the cage. And this is an absolutely ridiculous, shameless lie. Tony Ferguson opens up on his UFC departure ahead of his rematch against Kevin Lee in the GFL set for May 11th. Tony, who had been with the UFC since 2011, appeared on the Ariel Helwani show yesterday to reflect on his exit from the promotion after a storied 13-year run. While Tony insists he's not disappointed with his overall UFC experience, he still appears to hold lingering animosity, particularly over being stripped of his interim lightweight title in 2018. Tony was forced to withdraw from his highly anticipated fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 223 after suffering a freak knee injury, a decision that still seems to leave him feeling bitter to this day. Tony said, I have to tell you, I packed up all my UFC stuff, I put it into bags, and that was the hardest thing I had to do. It was a couple of days where it took time for me to be able to adjust. I put everything in big storage bags, and I was ready to move on. I went into The Ultimate Fighter with a purpose of winning a fat check, so I could help my family out, my grandma and everything, and I ended up getting a contract, so the whole entire process has never been a disappointment. But what it has been is a learning experience of how, 1, about how I go about my business, 2, about how I treat my close circle, 3, about how I want to plan for the future. Right now, where we're at in this stage, it's so amazing that there is an opportunity for a lot of other people to display their things, and new clothes and new jersey and new name on the shirt. It's such a great feeling to have and a relief to move on. No bad blood anywhere. I think this is great. I have fought for I don't know how many years waiting for a championship, and then getting it, and then having it taken, and then dangling in front of me again. Like what? What do you think I am? I'm a human being. I'm not trying to bitch and moan. I'm a tough motherfucker, and I'm a human being. But at least if you do this to me, you're not going to feel bad for doing it to the next person. And then there's a lawsuit, and there's other things. But that's not what I'm focused on. My focus is always to what? Keep the sport moving. Tom Aspinall reveals why he chose to defend his UFC interim heavyweight title against Curtis Blaydes. Aspinall says the decision was personal, explaining he felt obligated to avenge his 2022 loss to Blaydes, a fight that ended due to a knee injury just 15 seconds into the first round. The two ran it back this past July, where Aspinall left no doubt, scoring a first-round knockout to defend his interim title. Now, Aspinall makes it clear that he won't defend the interim belt again, stating that his next fight will be for the undisputed heavyweight title or nothing at all.
The UFC is about one guy being the champion of each division. I defended the interim once already. It's almost unheard of, that. It's unprecedented. I thought it was silly the first time, to be honest. The reason that I did it, the first time I fought Curtis Blades, it went down as a loss. I got injured. The worst moment of my career, one of the worst moments of my life. I wanted to redeem myself and get the legit victory against Curtis Blades because it was unfinished business. Like, that was hurting my ego, and I wanted to prove that I was better than Blades, which I did in the rematch, and I defended the interim. Something else, that particular fight was in Manchester, in my hometown. I wanted to fight in my hometown. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that again in front of a sold out, brand new co-op live arena in Manchester, England. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the opportunity to do that again. So for them two reasons, that's why I defended the interim. I'm not doing it again. Like, I've cleared out the rest of the division, undisputed, and that's it. That's what I'm worth next. I deserve a shot at being known as the best heavyweight walking around on planet Earth, which is why both me and the UFC don't want me to defend an interim again. So it's undisputed next. Doesn't matter on the opponent, undisputed next.
Jan Blachowicz shares his prediction for the upcoming light heavyweight title fight between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. Blachowicz is familiar with both men, having fought Ankalaev to a split draw in December of 2022 and losing a close split decision to Pereira in July of 2023. With Ankalaev stating that he plans to strike with Pereira instead of relying on his wrestling, Blachowicz believes that would be a critical mistake, predicting Ankalaev will lose if he does choose to stand and trade with the champion.
You have an opinion to give. Give us the opinion. Don't bullshit us, Jan. Who wins the fight?
So if Ankalaev will be fight like Rakic, right, in the fight with Pereira, he gonna lose. He need to do something more. He need to use his wrestling skills to make like tired Pereira, make tired his hands, and then he can start fighting in stand-up. If he will fight in stand-up only like kickboxer, he gonna lose the fight. This is my opinion, you know. If he not gonna use his wrestling skill, he gonna do nothing, you know. He need to be more aggressive, you know. He have to believe in his skills, not like with Rakic. With Rakic, it was a very boring fight, you know. I almost go to sleep, you know, without punches. So he need to do a little bit more. And Pereira, he have to do what he do all the time, you know. Good timing, good power punches, and that's it. Be careful on wrestling.
Yeah, but do you think he's willing to go out there and actually use his wrestling? Do you think he's got an ego about things that he's?
I think this is like psychology game right now. You know, he gonna say that he gonna fight in stand-up, but if he gonna just catch him, he try to take him down.
Julianna Pena will be defending her UFC bantamweight title against Kayla Harrison at UFC 316 on June 7th. This week, Julianna made an appearance on the Overdogs podcast and previewed the fight. She highlighted Kayla's size as the biggest factor heading into the fight. Julianna noted that Kayla previously competed at 155 pounds in the PFL, and Julianna admits she's never weighed that much in her life.
My thoughts are that she's a big old gal. I think that they said that, or she said that she, walks around at a big, heavy, weight class. I think she was fighting at 155, 160 in the PFL, and I've never been that big a day in my life. So I think that that's the biggest thing that jumps off the page for me. As far as her as a fighter, I think that she is, very well-rounded. She's complete. She's got amazing judo. So it's going to make for a great and exciting fight. They say that styles makes fights and matchups makes fights. So this is a perfect type of fight for me. And it's one that I have been looking forward to for a long time. I think that she's a great fighter.
Magomed Ankalaev says if he beats Alex Pereira this weekend, he's more than willing to grant Alex an immediate rematch. Speaking to media, Ankalaev said, "When it comes to me, I've never said no to rematches. There's two already, I think, in my career that somebody said they deserve a rematch right away, and I gave them that chance. So if it comes to me and I'm the one who decides whether he gets an opportunity for a rematch right away, of course I'll say yes. I don't care the way this affects him. I don't care if he takes it close to heart or not. What I know is we're looking at this fight as if it's the last fight ever, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that we get this opportunity. We were supposed to get this opportunity a long time ago, and he was the one withholding the chance from us for a long time. So we're going to prepare to do whatever we can to win, and if he takes this thing personally, that's up to him. That's not what we're worried about. A lot of emotions. Waiting is the worst thing you can do. You just sit there and you wait. Obviously, there was a little bit of frustration going on, but we've been asking for this and waiting for it, and asking and waiting, and it's just been a long time. Now we finally got this opportunity, and that's behind us. So we're going to do whatever we can to make sure to get this victory. I don't know if the UFC appreciates me yet, but after this fight, they will make sure to appreciate me. Belal Muhammad is totally unwilling to give Leon Edwards a rematch at the moment, even if he beats Sean Brady at UFC London. For those unaware, Belal first fought Leon in March of 2021, but the bout ended in a no contest after Leon accidentally poked Belal in the eye during the second round. Leon then went on to capture the welterweight title just 2 fights later, while Belal clawed his way back up the rankings. Belal eventually defeated Leon via unanimous decision in their rematch this past July to claim the belt. Now Belal says he plans to return the favor, making Leon wait 3 years for another shot at the title, just like he had to.
I don't know what Leon's thinking, but because like Leon, you have a full 3 years before you can even think about getting a rematch. Like, it's gonna be a long years of fighting contenders for Leon.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Yeah, what about
You're a son of a.
3 years. 3 years. Go to London.
And would you do that? Let's just say, all jokes aside, I've gone red. You made me laugh. Let's say UFC comes here. Let's say Leon goes out there, smokes Sean, which isn't going to be easy, of course. Shouts out to Sean. But hypothetically, Leon does that. UFC call you. You say no. That. He poked me in the eye and made me wait. Is that what you would say?
Oh, 100%. I would make him wait, and then I would. But like I have my guy, the next guy in line anyway. I think is Shavkat. So there's nothing I don't think he could do to skip Shavkat. I wouldn't allow that to even happen with Leon.
Yeah. Even if it was the most impressive performance, you're like, nah.
Yeah, he could go out there, throw a cartwheel kick, spinning back fist, and then I'm still gonna put LOL. He still sucks.
Alex Pereira uploaded footage of him at the UFC Performance Institute, preparing to defend his light heavyweight title against Magomed Ankalaev this weekend. John Jones left a comment on the video. He wrote, "Alex looks ready." Alex Pereira is not happy with Magomed Ankalaev over some recent comments he made regarding Alex drinking alcohol. Alex has been very open about his struggles with alcohol in the past, and has stated that he's been sober for over 10 years. At one point he said he was drinking up to 1 liter a day.
Eu falei, pô, prometi pra mim mesmo, sabe, que eu ia parar. E faz, sei lá, 9 anos aí que eu não bebo mais absolutamente nada.
Ankalaev posted this on X back in January. He wrote, "At Alex Pereira, he'd go to all UFC fight to get free alcohol and get camera time. On the other hand, I've been training so hard, March 8th alcohol not help you. Shama." Alex finally addressed this today in a video he uploaded to his YouTube channel. He said, "I don't even pay attention to what he says. The thing he said most about was the alcohol. I don't have that feeling just for me, but I know the pain of the people. He is playing with the feelings of the fans, feelings of the people who go through that. For what he is going to do at the fight, what he isn't going to do, I just stick to myself. I don't say anything. If I say something and I don't do it, it will get ugly for me. If he isn't able to do what he said, he will have consequences with that. I don't pay attention to that. If you can't be a champion as a fighter, you can be a champion in life. I stopped drinking after 4 years of training. I already won. That's a victory. So I'm a champion in life." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Bertle McGirdle. It says, "Jones has the most Dana White privilege of any fighter on the roster." The second one's from Michael McConnell. It says, "Man, nobody wants Merab versus O'Malley too." And the second one's from Jody138. It says, "Tom Jones is starting to feel like McGregor Chandler." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.